You're now live.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
There we go. Hang on. I'm not there yet.
I got it. It popped up today. It doesn't always do that. Lisa won't be here till afternoon.
Darn
I
you,
told
Lisa.
her. I told her too. I go, we want you to come in. It's Castro Friday.
Hi, Carrie. Morning, Dad.
Hi, Carrie. Hi, Ace.
Hi, Randy. And hi, 4 others. Stacy and Crystal and Kalinda and Jimmy. Hey, gorgeous Jimmy Hicks. How you doing? That was his on-air name.
Oh, really?
Gorgeous Jimmy Hicks. Or no, handsome Jimmy Hicks. There you go.
Handsome?
Yeah. Sorry,
Gorgeous.
Jimmy. Morning, Brenda. Hi, Steven.
I'm not going to hate. To each his own. I cleaned whatever was in this side. Now, this one's all jacked.
Hey, Sergio and Jean and Connie. Good morning.
It's time for Today in Yuma with Jennifer Blackwell and Theresa Straw. You can listen to Today in Yuma weekdays from 9 to 10 a.m.
Hi, Cindy.
93 and Outlaw
And
Country.
DJ.
Views expressed herein are not necessarily those of station management. Feel free
There's Lisa.
Hi,
Your ears
Lisa.
burning just now. What's going on, Amy?
Today in Yuma.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
I want to try my makeup, huh? Okay.
Welcome to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer Blackwell.
And I'm Theresa Straub.
We are here live on Z93 and Outlaw Country, your 2 favorite radio stations.
Yes.
You can also stream us live at monstermediayuma.com, and you can watch us live each day on the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed.
Yes, if you are following us on Facebook Live, we encourage you to hit that share button. We have lots of important information to share every single day, and there may be a friend or two that you have that might not be able to tune in on the radio, and if they see the feed, they'll get that information as well. And if you do not currently follow us on Facebook Live, we encourage you to do so. It's just a way to get a behind the scenes of what goes on when Z93, Outlaw Country, and MonsterMediaYuma.com all go to commercial break. Jennifer and I stay live the entire hour.
We sure do. And coming up on the show today, we have Dave Cline with Team Red, White, and Blue back again.
Yes, we do.
And we also have someone coming in from ERA, Matt Fischer Realty, to talk about the Trail Estates grand opening that's happening on Saturday.
And we'll be there, won't we?
We shall be there from 10 a.m. to noon. Come on out. There will be some goodies to eat. Plus, you can give the Z Prize Wheel a spin. And myself and the Z crew will be out there broadcasting live to see the latest and greatest in these floor plans.
That's right. And we also have Annette Lagunas coming in with the Humane Society of Yuma just to give us an update on what's going on at the Humane Society and maybe answer a couple questions that we've been seeing around social media and, you know, just clarify some things.
That's right. Something was posted the other day on one of the local rants and raves pages on social media, and I just want Annette to kind of dispel some misconceptions about some things.
Most
And
definitely.
it's a great forum to do that. We're all about community. We'd love to keep it local. Skylar says
I was just gonna read it
today
too.
in sauna with Jennifer and Theresa. That's about right.
It is about right, but you know it's a lot of people are like, you know, monsoon season's here. Da, da, da. I still enjoy it. It is rather humid outside, but it's a chance for us to get some considerable storms come through. Yes, they can be damaging, but we need the moisture. Human needs the moisture.
We need the precipitation.
Yes, definitely. So.
And today we're looking at highs around 104 with, we'll have a few clouds out there. Cooling down tonight to about 80 degrees. Now, we've officially entered the time of the summer where before the 70s were still nice. The evenings were beautiful once the sun went down and you had great mornings. It's getting a little bit warm now later on in the evening. And before you know it, it'll be 100 degrees around midnight still. So.
You know, it was funny. This past weekend, Eli, it was probably 7:30. And Eli found the slip and slide. He's like, Mom, he was asking us, can I go play in the yard? I'm looking outside. I'm like, it's getting kind of dark outside, but you know what? It's still warm. Yeah, go ahead, go play. And he ended up playing out there for about an hour. But the sun's going down later, and it's still staying warm. So why not let him go out and enjoy?
Well, there was a National Weather Service alert yesterday, but it was primarily for, I think, northeastern Yuma County. And sometimes when you hit the eastern parts, it doesn't quite make it over Telegraph Pass. We joke that there's this dome over Yuma.
We saw it yesterday.
Or the storm activity in eastern Yuma County, which I think may be true.
Yeah, definitely.
And some of the videos and the photos of the haboob that hit Tacna, Dome Valley.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just crazy.
Well, and we were lucky. Of course, we have a couple of resident storm chasers in town. One of my friends, Jesse Watson, definitely one of his pages you want to go follow because he does time lapses of the different storms that come through. He did time lapse of like the last rocket launch that they had. You know, he does some really amazing work, and he puts himself out there. But it was funny because he was kind of fangirling when he was out there this past storm, because there was a pretty significant meteorologist slash storm chaser. He's definly made a name for himself.
Reed Timmer?
Yeah, definitely. So he was like, I actually got to honk and wave at him, you know. But it was cool that he was chasing storms in our area. I've watched him on the Discovery Channel and things, and he's go to these
he's one
areas.
Of the AccuWeather guys.
Exactly, and he'll come to these areas because he knows it's high activity and that's what they want. So he was passing through and he was able to catch it, which is kind of nice because it kind of shows, you know, the people on the East Coast that don't get to experience the things like these massive dust storms and haboobs and things, what exactly we go through here. And not only was it the storm, but the temperatures and things that, you know, so it kind of gave us a little recognition of what we actually go through in the desert.
And what's cool about the folks out in Eastern County too was it was still a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
So they had some great shots of that. By the time
really cool shots.
The dirt wall arrived here, it was already in at least in the city limits, it was a little darker, so it was more challenging to get some of that.
Well,
what
was even weird, even at nighttime, you could see the dust wall come in. It was really weird because I was outside. I like the storm, so I'm going to stand out there. And it was funny because you're watching it and you look up, and all of a sudden the sky to the east is glowing like a brown color, and I'm like, I think that's our dust wall, and sure enough, there it was. But you could still see it even though it was dark outside. You
could, and this also serves as a reminder. We talk about the power outages that might be possible this time of year. We had one yesterday. Main Street was without power for a while, and then over off Redondo and 16th Street, we had some signals that were out.
Yeah.
A reminder again. It's not only courteous to manage those down or the out traffic signals as a four-way stop sign. It's the law.
It is.
I encountered some people that seemed a little confused. One lady was at one light for at least 5 cycles. 5 cycles of other cars going through because the light itself was not cycling.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I don't think she realizes that she'd stopped, but I don't think she realized what to do beyond that.
And that's a scary thing.
It is. And again, like Mike Erfurt had mentioned before, too, during this time of year, we traditionally get some type of rainfall. And we already had some last week. We don't have a lot of rainfall, so when that happens, the roadways are slick because of the oil and other items that might be on the surface.
Exactly.
That's why it's always good, anyway, to give yourself a little extra distance for stopping time, too. And if you're traveling, as I do, in some of those county areas, they're still busy working out in those fields. Even though it's summer, it does not stop here. Agriculture is a year-round industry, and you have a lot of the mud or dirt or debris off to the side, and the rain kind of washes that up a little bit. So you could slide on that very easily.
Definitely. So we just want you guys to be safe out there. I stopped asking you if there's a chance of rain in the forecast for the day because it's monsoon season. You never know. It's just going to pop up when it wants to.
That is what seems to happen. Now, I was speaking with my dad the other day because they have couple different rivers that run through southeast Arizona, and the river not too far from where they live, it's at 11 feet already, and at 14 feet it crests, and I think 18 feet it floods. And there's been so much rainfall in New Mexico, and it runs down towards Safford, so they're already well over 11 feet. And there have been situations where I remember classmates couldn't make it to school because there are 2 ways to get into our community, and there's a bridge on each end.
Yeah.
And if both are flooded, you're just kind of out of luck.
Yeah.
And, around here, that would have been the similar situation for those working out in the YPG area prior to the extensive road work that's been taking place, because they would be stranded. So just, plan ahead and pay attention when you start to see these weather alerts or hear them, and just make sure that you're kind of forewarned.
Exactly.
Just to be safe. Well, today is the 12th of July, and it's National Simplicity Day.
Oh, really? I like that.
And author and naturalist, philosopher, historian, tax resistor, abolitionist, and development critic, surveyor, and leading transcendentalist Henry David Thoreau was born on this date back in 1817, and National Simplicity Day is observed in his honor. He was an advocate for living a life of simplicity, and he's known for many different books and stuff, so we recognize that day today. It's also National Different Colored Eyes Day.
Okay.
You know anyone that has, some people have maybe a hazel and a green eye?
No, well, Kevin's eyes tend to change a little bit, but
I mean,
they're not two different colors.
Yeah, and there are individuals out there like that, so very, very
One
unique.
blue, one brown.
National Pecan Pie Day.
Oh.
You like pecan pie?
No.
It's good, but it's very rich, so very small
very
amounts.
rich.
And it's Paper Bag Day. American inventor Francis Wool received credit for his patent of the first paper bag machine back in 1852. And Margaret E. Knight became known as the mother of the grocery bag after she designed the square flat bottom and the machine that would fold and paste them in 1870.
Wow.
And it's Eat Your Jell-O Day.
I can handle that.
I'm not a fan of Jell-O.
Of course, because I like it, That's the way it always is.
Once I found what's in it to make it set up, I just kind of turned me off. I think I was 14.
Really? You
Yeah.
haven't had Jell-O since you were 14?
I've probably had it in like fruit salads and stuff, but not an actual bowl of Jell-O or something.
Oh my
Plus,
goodness.
what's up with that weird layer on top? I don't know.
I don't know what kind of Jell-O you're making,
Or is
but it
it
doesn't have a weird
is
layer
it
on
the
top.
bottom? Sometimes if it doesn't set quite right, you
Yes.
end up with like an extra thick
Yeah,
congealed
well, then you
layer
don't
of
eat it.
ick.
I don't
I
eat
didn't
it.
say I would eat it. No, I'm down with pudding, but I'm not a
Okay.
Jell-O person. So.
I wouldn't either.
All right, a few birthdays on this day, and these are brought to you courtesy of Firehouse Subs and the Firehouse Public Safety Foundation, where they believe that making great subs just isn't enough. You have to do good too.
That's right.
And when you buy more subs, you save more lives.
That's correct.
Do you want to pull up any birthdays on your list?
You know what? I do have one that came in just this morning. My cousin Lex, she wants to wish her bestie a happy birthday. So happy birthday to Alyssa Reyes.
I also have birthday wishes going out to Elaine McAllister, Jason Shepard, Christine Long is celebrating today along with Julie Van Horn. Jeff Marquez, I've known Jeff, I think, since junior high. His sister and I were really good friends. And Tegan Welch is celebrating today along with Angela Hauser.
Well, there we go. Happy birthday to all of you.
Our local birthdays will be thrown into a random drawing on Monday, and one lucky person will win a free medium sub, chips, drink, and a dessert from Firehouse Subs.
That's right. And if you have a birthday shout out you'd like to give, all you need to do is go to monstermediayuma.com and click on the Today in Yuma tab. There you will find the day show. And just underneath the day show, you will see that there is a little entry form. That one, you can use that one, or you can scroll down just a little bit and you'll see the Firehouse Subs logo and the Celebrate banner. And there's another entry form, and you can shoot it on over there. Just make sure you put the actual date of the birthday and give us 24 hours notice.
That's right. And a few more shout outs to those following us on Facebook Live right now. Anthony Torres. Good morning, Christian. My sister-in-law Tennille is watching too, and Myra. Those are just among the few that have joined the feed.
So this
Recently,
Amber said her dog has two different color eyes, which is common in certain breeds of
Huskies.
dogs.
it is. I've seen that Huskies obviously, but I've seen it in certain Shepherds also, the blue and the brown, or more the hazel look. So
Yeah,
Amber,
that's
definitely
so
send a picture because tomorrow's Cat Shirt Friday.
That's right.
All right, it is Today in Yuma. We are going to go ahead and take a break. That way we can bring you our guests here. And the show will be back after this. It's brought to you by Classic Accounting. Dave and his crew have over 30 years of experience and knowledge. And you can trust Classic Accounting with your business payroll and monthly bookkeeping needs. Give them a call today at 343-1040.
And Sprague Sports this weekend, coming up this Saturday from 8 to noon. It's the Aim to Fight Hunger food drive to help benefit Crossroads Mission, the Yuma Community Food Bank,
Make it through the summer months. Clean out those freezers and pantries. Every donation gets a free range pass and a shot at winning one of 4 $100 gift cards. They're on 32nd Street next to Lowe's.
And quick refrigeration. Tomorrow is Free Filter Friday. And we've said time and time again that if your system has to work harder due to a clogged filter, it might lead to premature wear and tear. So change out those filters. Stop by 190 West 10th Street tomorrow. Take in your old air filter. They will give you a brand new standard 1-inch air filter for free. That's quick refrigeration.
And Yuma's best advocate pest and wildlife specialists. They are locally owned and have been providing pest control services in the Yuma area for over 20 years. They are licensed with the Arizona Game and Fish Department for safe, humane wildlife relocation. So if you happen to come across some of those maybe reptiles with this summer heat, all you need to do is give them a call today at 928-343-9149. Better yet, go like them on Facebook.
And we are opening up the Z text line right now. You have until noon today to enter to win a 4-pack of tickets to catch the D-backs versus the Rockies. The game will be on the 21st, and tickets are valued at $176 for the 4-pack. Text the keyword D-backs, D-B-A-C-K-S, to 928-343-0993. Again, by noon today. For complete rules, visit monstermediayuma.com. We'll be back after the break. Megan, that was for the Firehouse birthday shout-outs. Those who have a birthday this week, make sure to get us their name and they're entered into a random drawing. Hi.
Now players can have a second chance to their favorite bingo and crossword scratchers games. Your cherished games.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Hello.
Come on in, have a seat.
Are these for me?
Sure. You can enter to win.
Yes, I know. But I can't go whenever the game is.
It's going to be a definitely a good game.
Last night, I texted Theresa. I'm like, oh, this is sad.
It's funny because Lisa added me to this Diamondbacks group that they post the lineup for the game, and then you can have commentary throughout the whole game. Oh, I love watching it.
Well, Jeff was on the computer and it was on. And I go, wait a minute. I go, Descalzo's not a pitcher, right? He goes, no, he's a position.
Neither is Avila.
I know. Well, I'll bet either.
That was the first time that I've actually cheered for Avila to do something because he drives me nuts as a batter.
The kids were coming and going, and I'm like, I would pause it, and Jason's like, is that 18-1? I go, yeah, and Destiny came through, and she goes, what? Jeff's like, we had a baseball score and they had a football score.
No, seriously. And it was funny because we were watching it. I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore. And of course, we get in the truck because we were running to my grandma's house and flip it over to the game. And I'm like, oh. And then we get out and we help my grandma with some things. I get back in and we turn it. The game is on. And I go, did he just say 18-1? Well, luckily it stuck right, I think it was 19.
When it hit 19, it switched over because we had two things recording at once, so I had it up on my phone, and then Deshaun
It wasn't worth watching at that point.
Deshaun was the last one to make his way through, and he goes, what? Because I just showed him, he goes, is that real? He goes, didn't we just win? Didn't we score 20 the other day? I go, yeah, it's better being on that side of it.
Yeah, seriously. But we have a game today at noon, so that will determine who takes the series which.
Martha, to enter to win those Diamondbacks tickets, just text the keyword DBACKS to 928-343-0993 by noon today. You can text as often as you like. We have already picked a winner for yesterday's tickets. Her name was Taylor. I need to get with you. Because you're gonna hate me. No, I'm kidding.
You'll love the challenge. You'll love the challenge.
Dave and I are gonna be BFFs.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
It's Today in Yuma. You can also watch what Jennifer and Theresa are doing right now on Facebook Live.
All right, here we go.
Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Theresa.
We are here once again with Dave Cline with Team Red, White, and Blue here in the Yuma area. Thanks for coming back in, Dave.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, now, each time we like to have you, because we might have brand new listeners or viewers who are not familiar with Team Red, White, and Blue. Give us a brief rundown of the organization.
Okay, Team Red, White, and Blue basically is an organization that's designed to help enrich the lives of Americans veterans by connecting them to the community through physical and social activities. We do a lot of activities on a regular weekly basis, and then we have some special one-offs that we do. Basically just giving people an opportunity, both veterans and veteran supporters, which is the term they use for civilians and people who have not been retired or been in the service at any time or active duty, to be a part of the organization.
And the socialization is fantastic for both sides.
Yes, it is. It basically gives the opportunity to get together and do things, do a variety of different things. We have weekly activities. We have special activities coming up. We have Eagle Social Day is a national activity that's coming up in August. Last year we went out to Senator's Wash and spent the day out at Senator's Wash, jet skiing and swimming in the lake and doing all sorts of things. It was an absolutely fabulous day.
So it's not all about running, because I know that can kind of deter some people, or they might be a little apprehensive. Well, I'm not really a runner, but there's other things I like to do.
That's right. We basically open it up. We talked about the last time we were here. We participated in the city kickball tournament. We've done the softball seasons a couple different times. We're looking at possibly doing that again for the upcoming league that they have for the city parks and rec leagues. And we do a variety of activities. If somebody
it's a community.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a community to get out and get our veterans out and interacting with people. And you don't have to be a veteran to be a part of the team. And it's open to everybody.
That's right. Currently, we have people that are on our leadership team for the local Yuma area who are not veterans. They believe in the organization and they're supporting it. And they're part of the leadership of the organization for this upcoming year.
There's mud volleyball coming up, I think, in August that the JCs do.
We looked at that. We looked at that possibly because we have done volleyball in the past a couple different times throughout the summer, and so we have looked at the mud volleyball, possibly taking a shot at that.
Well, we saw that unfold last year. I don't live too far from the JC's clubhouse where they orchestrated the big mud pit, and it was fun to watch that happen. All right. Well, you mentioned the Eagle Fun Day in August, and what day will that be on?
Basically, that's a national day. It's going to be in August. We're not quite sure on the date. We're waiting on Team Red, White, and Blue National Organization to give us a specific date for it.
Okay.
But we will let people know more about it when that comes up on our Facebook page at Team Red, White, and Blue Yuma. You can check on that and see what's going on. And basically, actually go to the national page, teamredwhiteandblue.org, and that has basically all the activities that are happening.
And this is an all ages type organization, right?
Correct. We have basically, whenever we do our weekly runs on Wednesday night, we have people coming that bring their children, they ride their bikes, they do whatever, run, bike, walk, hike, whatever. And it's down at West Wetlands, basically able to take advantage of the new trails down there along the Colorado.
They did
the new path.
Yeah,
basically.
they did some ribbon cutting or grand opening just yesterday for the new area, and it's Theresa and I have known about it for a while.
We always look for new photography spots, but it's the Playa Beach.
Yeah,
it's beautiful down there.
It
is. Down there,
and
like I said, we knew about it beforehand, so we were down there a lot already running.
And I like it because you can start at one end of the park, and once you go in from that far, that west side, that's down by, well, even further down by, if you come in off of 22nd, down by Joe Henry, kind of, the path starts right away.
Exactly.
And you can take it all the way down to the pack if you wanted to, but it's a nice, we frequent it on our bicycles, but I see a lot of runners. It's nice and shaded for a while right there, and then you get back into the little stretch where it's not, but then you go right back down by the river where it's shaded.
That's right.
Yeah, it's bicyclists and runners and walkers.
That's
because
right.
It's a beautiful area to go through, and sometimes it doesn't feel like you're exercising if you're taking in all this nature.
That's right.
And you've got the beautiful river that flows by it. What I love about the Playa Beach area is it's got all the grass right up close to the water's edge, and it's a perfect family environment too.
And from what I understand, they're going to be expanding that here soon. So
they're going to go west more, I believe.
It's really beautiful down.
It is very exciting. Yes. All right, well, Team Red, White, and Blue, I know that you guys have grown tremendously locally. We talked a few months back when we were mentioning how at that point, the days were a little bit shorter, and you needed to make sure that you wore proper reflective gear, made sure that you could see and be seen if you were out running or biking or doing anything early in the morning or late at night. And now we've kind of transitioned into, if you're going to be out, make sure that you hydrate properly and take care of yourself physically.
That's correct. You have to basically hydrate, especially if you're doing any kind of physical activity. If you're not, you're going to basically have potential issues, and we don't want that. We don't want to basically have to call 911 and have you picked up and taken down for potential heat stroke or heat-related illnesses.
No, and we know the importance of getting out and being physical, but if you're not taking care of yourself properly, it's just not a good thing. And the humidity this time of year certainly changes the way that our bodies can react and tolerate different situations.
Very much, basically. And if you're running, it's basically going to affect your running times, your ability to run. I know I was out yesterday, and because the humidity was so high, I noticed that it took a definite toll on my run.
It affects my run times in that I don't run.
We're going to have to get you out.
But you're very active.
I do
You're
other
very
things.
active. You are. You are active. You don't sit still for very long. Now, we're talking about running and things like that, but like we mentioned before, Team Red, White, and Blue isn't just about running, but they were the ones who got you started running.
That's correct. They did. Basically, it was one of the major focal points in my ability to start running and having a group of people to run with, is that out there and seeing them run and saw them running and carrying the American flag and said, that's neat. That's something I want to become a part of.
I think, and that whole visual too,
That's right.
the aspect of them carrying that flag too, just kind of takes your breath away from a second. You're like, I want to be part of that.
Exactly. And with that too, basically, Old Glory Relay is coming up here in a couple months, basically in November. It's going to start in September, and they're going to this year, basically, the past couple of years, Old Glory Relay has actually come through Yuma, and the local chapter has been an active part of that. This year, they've changed the route. They're going east to west rather than west to east. They're going to start at Boston Harbor on September 11th and run across the Midwest, basically Detroit, Chicago area, and then start coming down and go through Vegas, then ending up in San Diego on Veterans Day.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they're not coming through Yuma.
They're not coming through Yuma, so we're trying to decide if it's going to basically be time for a road trip and go up north. Exactly.
Yeah.
Go up and pick it up in northern Arizona or possibly outside of Vegas, or if we're going to just do a community activity here locally.
I say road trip to Boston. I'll start there. Their weather's a little nicer this time of year, right?
It is.
And that was a phenomenal event. I saw a lot of the photos that Alan and other team members had shared last year. And again, it's just one of those that just kind of makes you stop and take pause.
That's right.
It's amazing. Well, again, it's not just for veterans. It's veterans and veteran supporters. And you don't necessarily have to run. They have volleyball and other events, and maybe and all skill abilities.
All skill abilities.
Too. Everyone is welcome.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't have to be a 6 mile an hour runner. Basically, we have people that are that walk and do the things, do the same distances, but they're walking it.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
You're getting that
You're
cardio going.
Getting out there and being active, and being physical, and it's good.
So, Dave, if there's anybody listening that would like to look into Team Red, White, and Blue, or maybe become a member, how do they do that?
Basically, become a member of the organization. You go to teamredwhiteandblue.org, and there's a link there to join the team. You click on that, and basically get some basic demographics about who you are and where you're from, and basically then they'll tell you, okay, there's a chapter in Yuma, and you select that, and then you'll start getting a regular activity feed for what's happening here in Yuma. And then you can also go to our Facebook page, Team Red, White, and Blue Yuma, which will basically tell you some of the different activities that are going.
Is there a fee associated with it?
There is no fee associated with it.
Awesome.
Basically, as a matter of fact, veterans, when they join the organization, they will get a free T-shirt as part of the organization. That'll be sent to them. And there is no fee. There's no fee whatsoever at any time to join. All of our activities are done at no cost for the national activities. Some activities that we do in relation with another organization, they may have a fee that we'll have to participate with, but Team Red, White, and Blue, all their activities are done at no cost.
Fantastic.
All right. We encourage you, if it's something you'd like to check out, please do so. And again, I'd love to have witnessed the growth of this within the last couple of years. You guys are doing great things in the community, and I love how the objective is to get some of our veterans out there also who might be pretty otherwise secluded. And they get out there and socialize and start to have a good time. All right, it's Today in Yuma. Our guest today, Dave Cline with Team Red, White, and Blue. It's time to take our Lotus Day Spa and Salon selfie. We might have more information when Dave comes back next time too about that Eagle event.
Yes.
Coming up, more details finalized for that, and pretty much find out what might be happening as we get closer to the fall months. when I think it might be perfect running weather. For Dave. Great running weather for Dave.
Walking weather for us. How's that?
All right, it's Today in Yuma. We will be back after the break. The show is brought to you by Classic Accounting. This Dave and his crew have over 30 years of experience and knowledge, and you can trust Classic Accounting with your business payroll and monthly bookkeeping needs. Give them a call today at 343-1040.
And Sprague Sports is the largest distributor, goodness, I could not get that word out, of ammunition in Yuma. Get your Federal, Remington, and Winchester. They also specialize in bird control ammo for agricultural related purposes. You can find them on 32nd Street next to Lowe's.
And if your home isn't comfortable, it might be time to call a professional. Call Quick Refrigeration at 782-3691. They've been heating and cooling the Yuma area in my house, and I know Anita's got her unit in her house since 1955.
And Advocate Pest and Wildlife Specialist got termites? Never accept a positive termite report without proper evidence. An honest company with integrity would encourage you to get a second opinion and proudly stand by their word. Honest and integrity in everything they do, guaranteed. That's Advocate Pest and Wildlife Specialist.
It's Today in Yuma on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed. We'll be back.
Oh, I cannot get that word out.
Don't forget, text DBACS to enter to win those tickets. I hear singing. I think it was Theresa.
Huh?
Are we singing?
Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. Smile.
I didn't get the color memo.
I guess not, right?
Honestly, it'll be red or blue.
Exactly.
Usually, yeah.
I will get with you.
Okay, yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
My feet are cold. It's cold.
I have been in this room
Yep.
since 6 o'clock this party. Why don't you call her, put her on hold? Can you do that? That way I can pick it up from here. It would make life a little bit easier. Okay.
So I'm gonna need these.
Yeah. And I'll turn them up a little bit louder, so watch your ears.
Hello, Alberto. Nini, Martha, Vikash.
I know you're warm, but
Like, can you see the beads of sweat?
I only say that because you told me. But I am like,
It's just, I think it's the humidity.
it's the humidity, and I haven't been outside very much this morning, so I'll defrost in a few minutes.
When I pulled up, there was no car. I'm like, but I knock on the door, and
Oh,
I think
I was like, what are you
We're
talking
like,
about?
Oh, that.
and Francis was there,
Oh, good.
and so I was like, oh, thank you.
What are you talking about?
I'm like, you pulled up where? There were a bunch of
It's
cars
so-
here.
I'm like, I know it wasn't here because there was a lot of cars here.
You just get that moment of really. Oh, okay.
Clarity.
Very good. Very good.
We went to my grandma's yesterday because she cut her trimmed plumerias. She said they were getting beaten. Thank
Awesome.
you. So, what's her name?
Nikki.
Okay.
When do we propagate plumerias?
Would you like one?
I would.
They're pretty big too.
I just need to know what to do.
Oh my gosh,
Put it-
Becky. Look at her plumerias.
I know they're awesome.
They're
right?
like really big.
Mine are really. My Nana's
Yours
like, she's
are
got me beat.
Like-
she has like a canopy.
I'm like, well, Terry's from last year
Morning,
to this
Justine.
year. Oh my goodness, it has grown so
I'll
much.
post a video of it's in my memories for today. It's the one where Eli didn't want me to go to work, but that's when we first planted our first one, and we have the little shade over it because it was summertime. Yeah, they're super easy. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Because your front yard is pretty shaded most of the
Yeah. Well, we're cutting that one.
But still, it's not going to be.
It's not.
your
Yeah.
face- the way
It
you're
does.
facing.
It does get good shade. And then.
All right. Are you ready?
Yep. Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Theresa.
We are here live on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed.
Yes, April, I am missing the reference. What is she talking about?
Oh my gosh, Nikki, look at her plumerias. They're like so big.
I was like, what are you talking about? That's normal, Jennifer. I don't need to pay attention to that.
She totally missed it.
I did. It went right over my head.
I'm a language all in of myself.
You were talking about my plants, so
way to go, April. A prize for you. All right. Thank you so much, Dave, for stopping by from Team Red, White, and Blue. Now, our next guest is going to be joining us over the phone. We will be speaking with Nikki Watson from ERA Matt Fischer Realty. You getting her all tuned in there?
Yeah, it sounds a little hot, but we'll try it. Let's give it a shot.
And you can say that because it's referring to equipment.
Yeah.
All right. Are you there, Nikki?
Let me try again.
Hang on one sec.
Nikki, are you there?
I am. Hi, Jennifer. How are
You're
you?
on speaker.
Okay, hold on one second.
We're on speaker. There we go.
How about now? Oh, it's really loud. Give me a second, Nikki. I'm trying to adjust your levels
This
here.
is live radio.
It is.
And Facebook.
Okay, try now.
All right. Good morning, Nikki.
Good morning, Jennifer. How are you?
We are good. It's a joy to have you with us this morning. Now, you are with ERA Matt Fischer Realtor, and there's an exciting event coming up, and we want to let the community know about Trail Estates.
Yes, have a new phase of Trail Estates opening. It's on 8.5 feet, about a half mile east of Walmart. And I'm really excited because we have some great pricing in order to get all home buyers into a home. So we have brand new homes. They start in the 130s. So for a lot of folks, it makes it more affordable to buy than actually rent.
I wonder if she has her radio on in the background.
Is your radio on, Nikki?
No.
Okay, we're just getting a little bit of an echo there. Well, it does, and if you can own your own home as opposed to renting, it's a wonderful investment opportunity, and it gives you pride in ownership and something you can call your own.
It does, and to, even to see not only the people buying, but their kids and their families and the pride that they all have in being able to call a home their own and not a rental or something that they have to ask permission to wallpaper or hang something. It's just really good to feel that you can make this your own.
And with the prices starting in the 130s, that keeps your new or first-time home buyers in a position with a comfortable payment that they do feel comfortable with.
They really do, and we work really hard at trying to keep affordable housing in Yuma. And we are, at the moment, the only affordable or the most affordable houses in Yuma.
And you have there's 3 and 4 bedroom floor plans with a full 2-car garage and spacious yards for each of these properties, correct?
We do. We have both 3 and 4 bedrooms. Our model home is actually a 4-bedroom, so you can see what a 4-bedroom feels like and how it fits your whole family. Backyards are a nice space to be able to entertain and have kids play and, just to have a space of your own.
Well, we are going to be out there broadcasting live this Saturday from 10 until noon. And again, you mentioned it's about a half a mile east of Walmart off 32nd Street at 8.5 E. And it's really easy to find. Plus, you guys do have signage in the area to direct people, correct?
We do. We have great signage. We have flags. You can't miss it. Once you head down 8 south on 8.5 E, you'll see our DRA flag. It'll take you right into the model home.
If you've been thinking about purchasing a new home, but maybe you were a little overwhelmed or the whole process seems daunting, come on out or reach out to the individuals at ERA to talk about Trail Estates because they'll walk you through the entire process. Again, it can seem like a scary prospect to someone who's purchasing their very first home, or if you're just looking to buy a new home at a really affordable price. They're beautiful home. The construction is really well, and they have a lot of the nice finishes that you look for in these homes too. Plus that 2-car garage.
We do. Having that 2-car garage, everybody even knows that it's hard to leave your car sitting out in the sun all the time, and you need extra storage, and so it makes it really nice.
Yes, if you can park your vehicles indoors at all this time of year,
you're saving yourself.
Yes, your fingertips will thank you for sure.
And I just wanted to mention that we're going to have Academy Mortgage, the Egbert team, on site tomorrow to be able to talk to people about questions they have about financing. So whether they want to do a free pre-qual and see if they qualify right now to buy, or if they've had some struggles and they want to talk about where they need to go in order to get their credit where they need to or to save a down payment. They'll be here to be able to talk to them about all that.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing this information, Nikki. Again, we will be out there broadcasting live on Z93 this Saturday from 10 until noon. And the Eggberg team will be out there. Your representatives will be out there. And we'll have some snacks and the opportunity for people to spin the prize wheel, too. Just come on out and hang out with us and check out these beautiful homes.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
All right. See you on Saturday, Nikki.
Okay. See you. Bye-bye.
Again, that is Nikki with ERA right here in the Yuma community. And if you're looking for just a great home, maybe you're looking to purchase a different one,
Yeah.
or your very first home. Again, they will walk you through the entire process, and the floor plans are awesome.
I was going to say there's a lot of options to really customize it to what you want, and with these new features, it's even better.
And again, we'll be there Saturday from 10 to noon. So come on out and hang out with me and the Z crew. Now, don't forget, we are giving away Arizona Diamondback tickets today. You have until noon. That gives you 2 hours and 20 minutes and 30 seconds if you start right now. You can text the keyword DBACKS, DBACKS, to 928-343-0993. This is for 4 baseline reserve tickets to the D-backs versus the Rockies game on Saturday, July 21st. 5:10 p.m. is the game time. Again, your tickets are valued at $44 each, so that's a $176 value. If you'd like to check out our complete contest rules, just go to monstermediayuma.com.
That's right.
All right, now school is starting very, very soon.
I know.
We mentioned School District 1, your little soon-to-be third grader will be heading back in just about 3 weeks or so, I think we figured.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Well, the Yuma Union High School District is announcing registration, and it starts Friday the 20th.
I could, it's funny because the year-round schools, they start a little bit before, so yes, we are, and it was funny too, seeing all of the back-to-school stuff back in the stores.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, already? It seems like summer just started. Well, some of these schools that are the year-round ones will start, even the very end of July, so.
And is Crane year-round?
Their schedule is different. We'll have to pull them up, that way we have them, and we'll make sure that everybody has the right date, because
Right.
I don't want to give out false information there.
If you do have a high schooler who will be attending school for the Yuma Union High School District at any one of their schools, Cibola, Gila Ridge, Cofa, San Luis, and Yuma High registration will be starting next Friday the 20th and run through July 26th. I've shared the information on social media, but I will put it on our website as well. We'll go ahead and list that on the homepage at monstermediayuma.com so you can find it easily. They just have a breakdown. There's different times for different days, and last names, letters A through L or M through Z. There's variations there. And Vista Alternative has their own registration dates too. So just a few things to remember when you are looking at registering your student. If you're new to the district, you must bring a birth certificate, their immunization records, school transcripts, and withdrawal records from their previous school, and record of promotion from 8th grade if the student has never attended high school. And the student must also be accompanied by a parent or guardian with a photo ID and proof of that parent or guardian's residency. That could be a utility bill or a rental agreement or Southwest Gas,
Does
something like that.
That goes for junior high into high school as well?
A lot of our local middle school students have already started that process. They do it before the school year ends, before their promotion.
Okay.
We may have a lot of students transferring in, or maybe some homeschool students
Yeah, definitely.
who haven't yet migrated over to one of the
school
districts
system, I
here
see.
within the community. Now, those students returning will need to be prepared to verify their parent or guardian residency, pay for your ID picture and extracurricular activity fee. This is regardless. That's $15 per student. Pay for their elective course fees at the bookstore, and then pay for any textbooks that you may not have returned the previous year. Now, you can pay fees online, and students and parents can save time in line at registration by prepaying the fees and bringing in a printed receipt to show at registration. They were still kind of getting the hang of this when my son was in high school.
I was like, it's been a few years.
They've streamlined it just a little bit better over the years. That's why things are.
Anita has to deal with it still. She has one more, right?
One more.
And the challenge is, I have one more. Eliza's here to share. And the challenge for us is that, what they determine is his schedule for this next year isn't necessarily what we're going to end up with. So paying your fees online isn't really feasible for us because we'll have to go in and adjust the schedule. And he's been in AP classes since his freshman year in high school. So it's one of those where you're like, no, he can't be in a regular class. You won't challenge him enough and he won't excel. So you need to put him in a higher.
And then if they do any college classes too, then you end up with some, how many credits is this? Are they getting what they need? And,
exactly.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a challenge.
I asked Jacob this year, are you really going to graduate? Did you get all the credits you need? And yes, he did, but I was worried.
So I don't know that we have the answer to this question, but I just thought about it because you were talking about it. I know that the schools usually open a week or two before.
Yes.
Can you go in and speak to the counselors then to get it situated
and
before then?
And that's what we do. We'll go in and we'll try to go early based on, it used to be by grade. And so when I had 3 at the high school at the same time, that was interesting. But can I not do this all at one time?
Because they have different counselors.
Yes, and no, I couldn't. I had to go see different counselors. So that was, they streamlined that last year. Mm-hmm. So if you have a senior and you have a freshman, you can go in together.
That makes it easier.
It really does. But yes, you can go see the counselors. You just go in your assigned period, and that based on the last letter of your last names, first letter of your last name, and you can see the counselor and get that all squared away.
Well, classes for the high school district resume on Thursday, August 2nd. I believe that's the earliest I've ever seen school start here in our area, and they start at 7:45 in the morning. So go ahead and prepare August 2nd. That's why we're
high schoolers.
For high schoolers, because District 1 is the
6th.
So that next.
That's really early.
It is.
I remember as a kid we would get out in June, like the first week of June, but we didn't go back till after
Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of places do. But Arizona, they try to make adjustments for the warmer time of year.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's certain. It's really warm out here, and that's one of the things I always worry about because my son likes to play on the playground. I mean, he is a sports kid, so he wants to be on the playground and playing soccer and things. So I'm always, take your water bottle, take your water bottle. Did you bring your water bottle? He's like, yes, Mom. But he does. He plays so hard, and that's one of my biggest worries is the heat.
All right, it is Today in Yuma. We are going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Annette Lagunas from the Humane Society of Yuma here on Today in Yuma on Z93, Outlaw Country, Monster Media, Yuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed. But first, we're opening up the text lines. We have a second contest this morning. We are giving away another pair of tickets to see Craig Wayne Boyd at the Civic Center on July 28th. Tickets valued at $50. Text the keyword WIN, W-I-N, to be entered. And you have until noon today, and we'll pick one winner after that. Again, text WIN to 928-343-0993. Text as often as you like, but please text responsibly.
Every time she does it, I think of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, I know.
Hello.
So nicely.
Good morning.
Don't forget you're on Facebook Live, Annette.
Oh, good.
How's it going? Good. How are you?
It's going.
It's going for me too. Until that air kicked on, I guess.
Oh, it's actually comfortable in here now. Yes. Good job, Annette.
You guys have done it up in here a little different.
And we haven't even put all of our stuff back up. We took
haven't
our
yet.
Independence Day decor down.
It's good to see you, Cassie. We can't wait to see that little one.
Goodness, hi.
We miss you too.
We'll have to either go down. We need to go down there.
We do. Oh, field trip.
Baby field trip. I like baby field trip. Their baby is about, I think he's 1 month old now.
Yeah.
And his name's Rowdy.
Oh.
I love it.
Mr. Rowdy takes up all my time. Good morning, Destiny.
Remind me to talk to you about the log for Thursdays. Some of them are all of them were. The last one in the log was switched. It's very weird. Every single one of them. So it has to be some way they're inputting it. But I don't want to forget.
All right. We talk in weird radio codes sometimes. We don't even know what we mean.
I do the
I
same
know
thing.
what I mean. I don't know if you know. I hope you know. We'll have to go visit. She says, come on over.
You say that now, but when we all show up, Brandon's like, what are they doing here?
All right, we have about 30 seconds. Gosh, why is it so loud? It really sounds loud to me today.
And then I'll be yelling at you, I'm sure.
No, you're fine.
I get louder and louder as I go.
You use your radio voice.
I have control.
Okay, good.
All right, here we go.
Give Jennifer and Theresa a call at 782-4321.
All right, are we ready?
Yep. Welcome back to Today in Yuma. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Theresa.
We are here live with Annette Lagunas from the Humane Society of Yuma this segment. Thanks for coming in, Annette.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, I reached out to you the other day because I saw a post in one of the rants and raves type forums that one can find on social media outlets.
Yeah.
And one of the questions, or the rant, if you will, an individual was somewhat irritated that animals that they just adopted were identified, I think, as not being good with other animals, and the breed was incorrect. Well, that really got my attention because I've been familiar with operations at the Humane Society for a number of years.
Right.
And when you guys were a little bit closer down here at the old facility too, I would go by my lunch hour occasionally and make some visits. You're a little further away now, but you're closer to my house, so I'll just have to make those changes and stop by that. But I wanted to have you come in and educate people in the community who might not be familiar with how volunteers work and
how the Humane Society works in general.
Pretty much the fact that we don't have 20 breed experts on hand to identify every animal that comes in.
Right. Right, that is exactly right. And a lot of what we see is shepherds and pit bull blends. We don't even call them mixes anymore, they're blends. So we're getting shepherds, chihuahuas, and pit bulls in on a daily basis. So it's hard to see some of the other breeds that come in when we're so focused on the amount of animals that come in. So just in June alone, we had 700 animals enter our facility.
Oh, wow.
Just in June. So to properly identify each and every one of those animals is a little bit overwhelming. We have a little over 40 employees, but that includes people that's working in marketing, that's working at PetSmart, that's working in adoptions, that's not necessarily doing the identification and the breeds or the ages or all of those types of things that are very, very important. But with 700 animals coming in a month.
And you do get some, like owner surrenders and things like that. But
right.
When they're coming in off the street, they don't come with the paper saying, hi, this is what I am and how old I am.
This is who I am. Right, exactly. I really wish they would, but they don't. And so, it's just, to us, the breed is not that big of a deal. In some cases it is, but the majority of the time it's not. We're just trying to save the pet and get the pet out and get to know the pet for who they are. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't care that it's a min pin. We care that this is a great dog who's very lovable, who's outgoing, who does well with other animals. Those are the things we care about.
And even then, too, the time might be short from when it comes in to when someone might come in and start looking at the animal. Right. So how are you to know complete behavior history?
We don't. And so that was the other part of that post, is that when an owner turns an animal in, we have to go by what they're saying. And when we're getting 700 animals in, it is somewhat rushed to get those pets over to the adoption floor or out to PetSmart so that we can get those animals adopted. We don't always have time to go back and double check what the owner has said. So we have to put that on the paperwork. We have to disclose that. Mm-hmm. And somebody on that post went through and said, I would rather know that an animal was this way in a home if it was aggressive, so then I'm prepared for that. And if I find that that's not the case, then hey, great, that's awesome. But if that animal, at least I'm prepared. I'm prepared for the negative part of what could happen.
Right, of what could happen.
What could happen.
Amber says, and the animal's temperament in the shelter can be different than at home because they're stressed.
Oh my gosh, so true. I mean, they're freaked out. They've got tons of smells. Dogs are very, very keen on their smells. Cats, they freak out. They don't know any other way but to freak out and become recluse in some cases, lash out in some cases. So these animals, you have to give them some time to adjust, and they don't always adjust right away. It takes a few days.
And there have been instances where I know people have adopted and then want to surrender an animal 3 days later because it's not exactly how they expected it to be.
Right, and that happens, and what the kind of the newer model of thinking is, hey, if that dog went home for a day, then it went home for a day. Mm-hmm. And it came back, at least it got to sleep in a nice comfy bed for one night.
But you still have to give it a chance, as you would with anything. You have to give it a chance,
yeah, because that animal's been through not so much fun stuff. It's gone from a home, and who knows what the situation was, why the people had to give it up, or maybe it's been running on the street into this big building that's scary, that people are moving quickly, they're cleaning every morning and having water in the kennels, and they're not understanding, and then to a new home that's completely different. I mean, there's a lot going on with a pet and in the 10, 14 days that it could be with us.
The smells and the sounds and just the environment.
Exactly.
It's a complete change for them.
Exactly.
Well, volunteers are also a huge part of the Humane Society. And and I know you've said before, that you wouldn't be able to do without them. You rely heavily on all that they do.
We wouldn't. I mean, so if you kind of think about this, in May we took in about 850 animals. So we've gone from 850 to May. Thankfully, June we went down to 700. And then we hit 4th of July. Yeah. And then we hit 2 storms back to back. So we've been overwhelmed, and I continue to see that on Facebook. Humane Society's overwhelmed to go look for your pets. But it is 100% our volunteers who are over there at the shelter, getting those animals out of their kennels, bonding with them, doing play groups to see if they get along with other animals, and then posting that information. They're out there. Of course, the staff is doing it, but they've got other duties. They've got giving vaccines, cleaning up poop, doing all those things, while the volunteers are getting to know what the temperament of these animals are. And so if it wasn't for our volunteers, we would not have a lot of the data that we have to be able to get these animals adopted. And we desperately need volunteers.
If somebody's interested in volunteering, give us some of the criteria. How young can we start them, and what are the other criteria that they need to be a volunteer?
So, if you want to volunteer, I believe the youngest is 12. I might be wrong in saying that, but it changed. So, but they have to come with a parent. At 16, they can come without a parent, and they can do anything. We've got dog walking, cat cuddling, office help, events, thrift store. We've got assistance with adoptions. We've got so many, in the spay and neuter clinic. We've just got so many opportunities that we can use these people. If you get on our website, hsoyuma.com, you can go to volunteers and you can sign up. There's a $25 fee for somebody to come in and sign up. The reason that we have that fee is it pays for a t-shirt, it pays for a name tag, it pays for training, it pays to support the program. If we have to buy a shirt and name tag for all of our volunteers, now we're taking money away from the animals that need it. So we're not using that as a fundraiser. We're strictly using that to cover our costs. And I know that sometimes is a little bit of a sticky point with people. But mostly people want to know that the money that they're putting in there is going back to the organization and going back to the mission. So the mission is that the volunteers support the animals and don't take away by taking the materials and having the shelter have to pay for that. But when the volunteers go online, they sign up. Trenty is our volunteer manager. She will go in, she'll send you an email that says, hey, this is when our orientation is, which happens to be next week. So you want to do that soon. She gets you in for training, she tells you everything, and we get you set up to volunteer. It's a relatively easy process, and we desperately need our volunteers. I'm sure most of you have seen Poppy Mary,
Oh, absolutely.
Her posts are the ones that I usually see.
Yeah. So she is one of our main volunteers. We've got many of them, but she is one of the ones that really gets those animals that are scared. They're scared, and Poppy is a vegetarian.
Is she the Yuma dog whisperer?
She is. We call her that, yes, for sure. I mean, she's amazing. But what's funny about her, she's total vegetarian, doesn't eat meat at all. But she smells like chicken all the time because she goes and she's just grossed out by it. But the dogs love her because she's the chicken lady too. So, she can get some of the most aggressive animals that we would have euthanized because they would have been a safety risk for anybody who adopted. She can turn those animals around, and she's a volunteer, and she comes down there and she will spend every single day at that shelter from 3 to 7:30 at night getting those animals out of their kennels, getting to know their personality, and getting to see how they interact with other animals. It's amazing.
She is awesome. And you can be one of those awesome volunteers, too.
You can, yes.
Go to hsoyuma.com. All right,
Yes.
we just wanted to have you come in and kind of give a rundown of some of the things
yeah.
that really happen.
Well, and I'm glad we did, because a lot of times we are, especially on social media, we're seeing all of these negative things that come out. A lot of times they don't put the positive things out there, but I'm glad that we were able to get some clarification on that.
Yes, and just to say, our shelter's a community shelter, and so we need our community to step up. So come on down, come volunteer with us. We'd love to have you.
All right, we'll take our Lotus Day Spot and Salon Selfie with Annette in the courtyard once we head into our other programming. It's Today in Yuma on Z93, Outlaw Country, MonsterMediaYuma.com, and the FTS Automotive Facebook Live feed, KCYK Yuma and KLJZ Yuma. Oh, tomorrow's Cat Shirt Friday.
That was a mouthful.
As if they didn't know.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank
Give her a
you.
second. We'll take a picture.
Okay.